Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're looking at a Band 9 analysis of quotes. Here we have one from Inspector Calls, said by the inspector that we don't live alone, we're members of one body. And just as a reminder, I put down a little bit of the context. Now let's start annotating. First, we see a repetition of the collective pronoun we. What does it signify? So it shows how there's a shift from I, me, myself, which is very individual, which is possessive pronouns, to here collective pronoun. It shows a shift in collective responsibility compared to individual responsibility. And it also shows how this is so different from what Burling says all the time. Mr. Burling says things like a man has to mind his own business, and that's going to individual responsibility, what we were talking about earlier. Here, the inspector is a complete contrast, what Priestley wants the audience to sort of follow and see. Moving on to these sentence structures, we can see that these are two short, simple sentences, and that's quite powerful. Not just in this quote, but in English in general, anytime there's a short and simple sentence, it gives anything that the characters or the narrators have put down a lot of more authority and clarity. That's why I put down it sounds like the universal truth. And the inspector in general, he's a moral teacher, he is the guide, and most importantly, Priestley's mouthpiece, because he is representative of every theme and every message that Priestley wants to get across to the audience. Then the second part of this quotation, we're members of one body, so it's a metaphor. It's almost this imagery of if one part suffers, it's almost like the whole body suffering. And then that put into people, if one is suffering, it's almost like the whole community is suffering. So here we have a key theme of interdependence, how one is always reliable on every others. It's also this religious imagery we have, because this quote, it echoes a key New Testament idea, especially from St. Paul, where Christian church is described as a single body that's made up of many different parts. So each part is different but all connected. So if one part suffers, the whole body suffers, which is again the moral message that Priestley is trying to push out, that we're all part of one body. It again reinforces the idea that we're responsible for each other's well-being, and it also highlights his socialist message that harm to one person affects every person. So this is one bit of the quote that's really, really heavy in context that you can add into your analysis at any given point. And don't forget, apart from all the other themes to mention, to really highlight the key theme of responsibility, because this is all that the quotation is really about. This quote is also the climax of the inspector's final speech, and it's a turning point in the play, because at this moment the inspector delivers Priestley's core message directly, that everyone is connected and has a responsibility to others. So because this line is placed at the height of his speech, it forces the Burling family and the audience as well to stop and reflect on their actions and attitudes. So it makes his role sort of shift from questioning to moral judgment. So here is an overall recap of the main themes that Priestley is trying to present through the quotation: social responsibility, empathy, communal care, and socialism. So in general, this annotation is really, really helpful for Band 9 analysis, because it's got lots of context and lots of analysis techniques. So please use it to the best of your abilities and comment down any questions below.